this is going to satisfy anything.
No, this isn't doing anything for anyone.
We interrupt your usual programming for a podcast in the art of bullshittery.
Hello and welcome to Blaggin It, the lifestyle podcast, where other podcasts would tell you how to get ahead in life. We're just trying to help you survive it. My name's Tom Baker. I'm an actor, author, and part-time chicken whisperer. I'm here with my Rick and Morty fan, Chaynes.
Man, that was a beautiful intro.
Thank you.
I can't lie, this is great.
Did you hear about the voice actress of Summer got slashed in a restaurant?
Jesus, no.
Yeah, a drunk man came in asking for a table,
Right.
and he tried to start a fight with everyone, and she tried to stop him. He slashed her wrist open.
Jesus.
Did you know that?
I'm assuming she's alive still.
I think so. Should we Google? No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The article didn't say. They were like, they
Yeah, I mean, that would have been,
They haven't reached out to make a comment on social media. Well, if she was dead, then
Oh, yeah,
it'd be
exactly.
a bit more urgent. So hopefully she's all right. Speedy recovery to insert voice actress's name here.
Yeah, sorry.
Just not famous enough.
That's just what she needs right now.
No. Oh, shit.
I love that. This is great,
It's not
man.
even funny. It's just disrespectful.
Let's just, right.
Okay.
Tom, how you doing, mate? Tell us. Tell the people. How you doing, man?
I'm quite tired.
Right, okay.
I probably look
Why is-
even more tired now because I just rubbed my eyes. And I haven't, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't really been tired. You know when you wake up and you just feel groggy, like it's hard to get your eyes open, you're just like, ugh. Usually I don't struggle to get out of bed. I'm up, I'm ready to go. But the past couple of days, it's been a bit of a struggle, and I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if I haven't been getting enough UV exposure or enough exercise, so my body is just like constantly in a state of dormancy. But I don't like that, so that's something I've identified something that I don't like, so I need to change it. But I'm good. I'll expand more on that in a second. But how are you?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. Yeah, it's all good, mate. I'm chilling.
Okay, cool. I'll carry on. So
Yeah, by all means. Tom, do tell us about,
no, we're starting with you. Stop banging the table.
I'm so sorry.
Chris.
I'm sorry, people.
Chris, how was your experience? How did you experience this week?
How did I experience this week?
I've changed it from how was your week to what did you experience?
What have I
Because
experienced?
that's a bit more involved and active.
It is, yeah. I like that.
No, my week was all right. No. How did you what did you experience?
Well, see, I do actually have a list of things here, actually.
Oh my God. Have you got organised? Has this
Yeah,
podcast...
yeah. I just had a few things that I thought, you know what, like, I don't want to make whole segments out of it, but this, we normally have a nice little introduction here.
Yeah.
So about a week, it's actually a week ago today, my sound engineer released a new record.
Yes,
I'd like to give him a good shout out. The tune is called Black and Blue.
Yes, I saw this on your story, I think.
Yeah, so
And you were going like,
oh, mate, the tune is ridiculous, man.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's so good. Shout out to Tantu Beats for the production on that.
That's okay, Chris. And Tantu's joined us. Hello.
Yeah, we're joined by Tantu Beats. Nah, shout out to him though anyway. Honestly, real solid tune. You guys should totally go and listen to that tune.
Is it on Spotify?
It's sick. I don't think it is right now.
Look at me, I'm such a millennial. If it's not on Spotify, I'm not listening to it.
You can literally just go to YouTube and type in Cygni, spelt Cygni, and it'll be there.
What is it with hip-hop artists and not spelling stuff easily? Everything is this spelt XYZ.
To be fair, I know exactly. There's an artist that goes by the name of Black, and it's spelt 6 lack. It's pronounced Black.
What? Hold on, let me write this out.
So it's literally...
Don't you love these pens that have the multiple colours on? You remember going
wonderful.
to school in like August, it'd be time to get your new pencil case, so W.H. Smith would do the sale, and you'd get like new pens, fresh rubbers, because rubbers, you would just draw like penises on rubbers and stuff like that.
eventually, yes.
And your pencil case, you draw on your pencil case on your board, and then getting a new pencil case is the best thing. And you get all these different colours. This pen, 4 colours in one. So how am I spelling it?
So it's literally 6, as in the number 6.
Right.
And then lack. And that's black.
I don't like that.
He's a fantastic artist, though.
Okay, well, it's just like he saw Tupac and thought numbers and a syllable. Anyway,
But no, he's
shout
great.
out to Black. Is that how you do shout outs?
Yeah.
Wow,
Have you never done a shout?
I'm now in the hood.
That's your idea, is it?
Or in France, dans
Okay.
le hood, because they don't pronounce H's. This is awful.
This is amazing. I love this, mate.
This is quite possibly the worst thing to happen to anyone ever.
no,
Carry on.
this
so
is
we're only,
absolutely
I thought you said this wasn't going to
amazing.
be a segment, and we're
Yeah, I just had a few things.
Okay, okay, carry on. Just don't let me interrupt you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. God damn. So I had this. It's a bit of a random thing here. I just thought it was really weird.
Chris, do you not know what show we're on?
And I just thought I'd share it with you.
Okay.
So a few nights ago, at about 8:39 p.m, there's a knock at the door, right? You know.
Hold on.
Yeah,
It's like The Archers. It's like a radio play.
you know, and
And did your dog go?
no, see, Charlie's not too fussed, man. He just chills.
Does he?
Yeah, no, he's not too
For,
fussed.
for viewers, Charlie used to be my dog, and Chris stole him. No, I'm joking. We couldn't love him enough, so he went to a very loving home.
You know, and it's all good, man.
Yeah, and you can follow the adventures of Charlie on Chris's. No, because that's your private one, isn't it?
I mean, no, it's open anyway, so they can do
Okay.
it.
Well, I don't remember the.
No, that Instagram is simply just Chris does not rap because it's not my artist page.
Great, and we don't need to spell that one out.
No,
It's
no.
proper English words.
Yeah.
Carry on. So there's a
Yeah,
knock
so-
at the door.
Yeah, and
I told you not to let me interrupt you.
and it's fine, mate. We're rocking, man. And so Mumsy answers the door.
Hello.
And that's not how my mum sounds.
Apparently, your mum is Elizabeth II.
Right. Okay. And there's this random bloke that I've never seen in my life before. Because I'm nosing out the bathroom window because it's right above the front door, and that's just what I do.
Yeah.
And this guy, basically, he said that apparently he's already been to all of our neighbours' houses, and he wants to come in to use our toilet.
Fuck off.
And I was just like, first of all, who the hell are you?
Yeah. I'm going to need some ID,
So,
please.
I mean, you know where we live. It's literally the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah.
where have you been?
Yeah.
Where are you going? And
how did you get there?
Because you're obviously not going back to your house, because there's not homes miles out here. So
Yeah.
where are you going?
Right. So he's knocked on all these houses and they've said no, I
Well,
presume.
apparently, yeah. Apparently he's done
Did he
that.
need a number 1 or a number 2?
We didn't bother asking.
That would be the first question I asked.
You know, he was all like, and then in one of the points that he made, he was like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm COVID free. I've been tested." And I was like, "Bro, that's not the reason I wouldn't let you in my house."
I love that he's like, once I say this, they'll be like, oh, come on in.
Yeah,
Just
oh
put the kettle
sure,
on.
mate. Yeah, why don't you come in?
Should we get a Domino's? It's 2 for Tuesday.
It's just like, no, go away. Like,
And
so,
what did she say?
so
This is the problem with Charlie, is that Charlie wouldn't be a good guard dog, because if this guy's dangerous,
Yeah.
Charlie would just be asleep, would just be like, oh yeah, they're all being killed. Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, he was.
Hi, can I have some food?
He was trying to get out the door.
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie.
He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
No, Charlie was just like, he sees another person and he's just like, "Oh, company," and they like love me.
He's like, oh, great.
It's like, no, dog, come back, please.
Don't understand.
So Mumsy was like holding him, and she was like, "Oh no, I can't because of the dog." Whatever, and he was just like, "Oh, does she not like?" And she was like, "No," and then just shut the door.
Brilliant. I love that the man assumed Charlie's gender.
Yeah.
I was going, did you just assume my gender? I just messed my words up, but yeah. Okay, wow, that's okay. That's a good story.
I was just like, man, it's just weird.
That's
I was like,
stressful.
should I call the police and be like, there's a random guy?
I had to call the police this week. Oh, you must know. Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, but please do share
I'm
with the
going to enlighten
listeners.
people because they're going to go, it was your fault, Tom.
Was it actually?
No.
Okay, cool.
So I'm driving. I finished work. It was on Friday. I finished at 6. And I'm driving back and I'm driving through a 30.
Right.
I was just driving on a road where my brother's friend got killed in a car accident.
Right.
So I'm naturally very careful on that road.
Yeah.
It's one of those country roads where it's 60 miles an hour, but you'd be mad to go 60 miles an hour because of the tight bends, etc. So I'm deliberately going slowly as it is.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
And this motorcycle comes right up my arse. Is it called tailgating?
yeah.
Which is illegal, is it not?
Yeah.
So he's there. He's up there having a sniff. And then we go into a 30.
Yes.
And he's still right up my arse. And I know that if someone is up someone's butt, just so I don't overuse the word arse, it means they're trying to speed or they are... Do you know what I mean? There should be distance between each car unless you're intentionally trying to speed.
Especially being on a bike, man.
And especially through a 30, which, because I went on a speed awareness course, because I did get caught by a speed camera. The story of that is mad, and I don't think I should share it with the public.
Okay.
But I went on one and they were talking about how 1 mile an hour difference can add up to several meters of stopping distance. So I don't know the exact figure, but it's if you're doing 31 instead of 30, it adds a lot of extra meters stopping distance to the total stop time, and that could be the difference between life and death. So 30 is 30. Look at me, the police are going to sponsor this podcast if I'm advocating. But he's trying to speed through a 30, and then we go to a 40 where I know there's a speed camera at the bottom of the hill, and he overtakes me. He drives alongside me past the speed camera and is just driving on the other side of the road next to me, shouting, screaming through the window at me.
Right.
I think he was miming with his hand that I was swerving all over the road or something. And I was just I just had my eyes focused on the road. And I just went, I'm trying to focus on driving. Please stop talking to me. And then there's cars coming in the opposite direction. So he's all of this business. And then he started to chase me.
Jeez.
Follow me home.
Yeah.
And I deliberately went off not the main road into my town, but a back road. And he followed me there and I had to call the police. And I was like, hello, there's a motorcyclist following me and I'm in fear of my safety. But I stopped off at a gas station. Is that American?
Yes, yeah.
Gas station.
But it's
because
cool,
I
man.
thought that there would be CCTV camera there, so
Smart.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, real smart.
You don't want to pull over on the side of the road. Do you know what? So I thought, and other people as well.
Yeah,
So I did
exactly.
that, and he immediately went off in the other direction. I said to the police officer, "Oh, he's gone now." He did it, but then he came back around as well to see that I was still sat there. So that was unnecessary drama. But yeah, clearly we both had run-ins with psychos this week.
Yeah, see, I didn't quite get that far to actually call them, but I did think, should I? Because it's just a weird guy that is just knocking on people's doors asking to go in their house.
I mean, what I would say, I love that we're offering this advice on a podcast, is that you call 101 and just report the incident, so that if something else comes up with a man of that description, you can say, well, on this day he was... Do you know what I mean? And
he was around there, asking to go in people's homes and stuff. Yeah. It was very weird.
Okay.
Anyhow,
was that it for your stories?
I mean, I just wanted to, I also started earlier this week. I started to work on what is to be considered my next project. Finally,
yeah.
So I feel good about it. I think, as I like to put it, the streets ain't ready.
Oh my God. Whoa, the streets of this massive Harlem city that we live in.
The streets ain't ready, man. Honestly, it is just, it's prime, I would say.
It's a countryside hamlet that we live in.
It is, yes, but they're not ready. It's another, I think that with every project, it's important that you level up and evolve, and I think I'm definitely doing that this time around once again.
That's good. That must be a good feeling to know that you're progressing.
Yeah, it feels great, man. Tell me how you experienced this week, Tom.
How did I experience this week, Chris? Well,
do tell.
This week I've had quite a big spiritual shift. I'm looking into... I bought some books from Earth Mama Medicine, who we spoke about in the last podcast and who I sent a video to you. What did you think, by the way?
Yes, honestly, very insightful, mate.
Yeah.
Just going through it, there was a lot of points that I was like, yo, we actually talked about this on one of our previous episodes.
Yeah, so it's good... Yeah, and I just think there is so much to be had and so much to be gained from thought changes, from changing your thoughts, and raising your vibe to just experience life better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a very underestimated element of it. It's just how powerful it actually would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's very powerful and transformative. Thought shift. So this week the books that I bought are Affirmations for Manifesting Love, Affirmations for Manifesting Money, and Affirmations for Manifesting Health.
Okay.
And I started with love because according to, the whole energy thing. Love is like the most powerful energy there is.
Okay.
And we must know that in life when we've experienced love, it does feel, youthful, invigorating, limitless, etc. And wouldn't it be great if we could experience every day with this sense of love and, which sounds a bit hippy-dippy, but that's only because you're operating on a lower vibe than me and you're, oh my God, that guy talking about love being the highest vibration, But hey man, I'm up here in the clouds and you're down there, feeling miserable every day. So must be something to it. So I've been doing that, and some strange happenings have happened. Some what people would call coincidences have happened because of it. Like people in my past that maybe have wronged me or I have wronged have popped up again seeking an ending and do you know what I mean? See, what's the word I'm looking for?
Closure?
Yeah, closure, or not retribution, that's a bit strong, but yeah, closure is probably the best word for it. So that was weird.
Interesting.
I can remember the day I did it. I think I read like the first bit of this book and read the first, because it's the way it is, it's 30 days of affirmations.
Right.
And rather than reading all of them, I've just, each day is a new one.
Okay.
And I screenshot it and I make it my background. So today's is I accept that I am infinitely loved. And I make that background. So every time I open my phone, that's there. And it's just a constant reminder. It's just training your brain to be more aware and mindful of this energy. And so I was reading through the book, and then this email came through from someone in my family who I had an argument with, who there was a massive fallout about 4 years ago. And we haven't spoken since. And they were saying it would be good to bury the hatchet. And then because I was reading this thing about manifestation of love, and then this happened, I was like, hey man, this is a sign. This is your opportunity. That you can't bury your head in the sand when something like that happens. So I just went, Tom, this is the universe saying it's time for you to let that thing go because it's not serving you.
Like literally, like we said last episode, it's like you've placed an order with the universe, and it's returning and it's saying to you that this is your opportunity to do this.
And not always in a way that you expect, because people hear love and they automatically think romantic relationship, partner.
Yes.
But actually it's infinitely more complex than that. And so I went into it thinking, oh, love means manifesting my ideal partner, when actually what it could mean is the love for myself, the love for my family, the love for nature. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it says in the book, is it isn't just about manifesting a partner, but also increasing the bond of and strength of love in all your relationships. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as soon as that popped up, I was like, that is the sign, man. Like, duh. And I said, and I replied, I said, let's bury the hatchet. That would be good.
So what is that? Is that it then and there, or have you like organised to
so they said it will be good to see you next time that you're able to come visit. I said, yeah, that would be good. So like, and it will be a big test for me, and it will require a lot of bravery and courage of the way, because of the way it happened. Yeah. But it's a test that I think that I need to rise to. So that's happened, and I remember one day last week, we're in the process of moving house, as you know.
Yes.
And there was a lot of stress and anxiety around it in this house, and I could kind of feel it. And all my thoughts were being distracted by, are we moving house? Are we not? All the logistics. So I went out for a walk, and I went to the park, and there was this mound on the hill where I sat and I meditated for 45 minutes.
Nice. And undisturbed.
Undisturbed, yeah.
Beautiful.
In the sun, and it was the vibration and the connection was like insane, and I was like, oh, this is mad. So that was really enjoyable. And what I've learned and what I've experienced, to answer your question the long way around, what I've experienced is that I was kind of fine and happy living my life, and the minute someone came in from my past, negative energy or force or presence from the past, I reverted to my old way of being like angry and annoyed and sad and downbeat and stuff. Right. And so my lesson was, I really am responsible for my happiness and how I react to the way someone treats me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I was literally so content and so like unfazed or unbothered by anything. I wasn't stressed. And then the minute someone would pop up with like, whether it's because we'd stopped talking because stuff had fizzled out, or one particular person who was quite nasty, I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't need that. And so it came on to, here we go, we're going to get onto the topic of the podcast.
Okay.
Such a smooth segue. About what is happiness and how to be happy. So so let's get onto that quite nicely. What do you think it is to be happy? How do you experience happiness?
I feel like for me the idea of happiness is to just be completely content across all fields. For
Which
me,
fields are they?
so relationships,
Yeah.
Financially,
Yeah.
mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, physically, like just across the board, man.
Yeah, and so
Spiritually.
Yeah, and so how do you go about achieving that? Or can you think of a moment when you have been lacking that?
What, lacking happiness?
Yeah.
Where do we start, mate?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I'd say it's been.
Or what makes you unhappy?
What makes me unhappy? I find, to go back to previous episodes where we talked about success and things, a lot of the time I would beat myself up for considering myself to be unsuccessful for many different reasons.
Yeah.
And feeling like that there's a lot of things that I haven't done that I should have got done by now.
Yeah.
Even if, something as simple as I feel like that I should know how to drive by now.
Right.
Like, I'm 25 and I
But
don't know
why?
how to
What are
drive
you comparing yourself to for that? Comparison is the root of all.
Pretty much most
discontent.
people around me.
Yeah.
It's just like, because out of all of the people I know that do drive and that have the desire to do so, they've all done it. Like, I'm literally the last one.
Yeah. So you're comparing your life to theirs.
Oh, absolutely. And the same across everything else, like financially and that, when you see somebody that's like, oh, I've just bought my first home.
Yeah.
Like, bought it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just moving back to mum's house.
Yeah.
Like, going back to a small bedroom and just chilling here with
Yeah.
my low-paying job. Like, even work-wise, yeah. I'm a bit hard on myself sometimes,
Yeah,
man.
I think so.
I'm trying to, change that and get better at that and start to look at actually what I have done and sort of see like the bigger picture of things, because it's like okay, yeah, all right, I might not have these things going, but then what are the reasons why? Oh, okay, because a couple of years ago I moved to a completely different county and, I was trying to build a life with somebody else, and these people were doing their own thing or whatever. A lot of my money that is invested, it's towards the music stuff.
Yeah.
So whilst these people are investing in homes or whatever, I'm investing in the future for my career. So I'm just trying to change my perspective, man.
And so, what...
Is this now a therapy session?
I think so. I'm really trying to I'm just trying to process it. To what degree, which is my favourite quote on this podcast, to what degree are other people responsible for our happiness?
Are other people responsible for it?
Yeah.
I don't think they're responsible for it at all.
At all. So why do we invest so much in relationships with other people?
See, that is something...
Because what I've experienced from the past week, as I said, I had this amazingly enlightened and content week. And the minute other people got in the way is when I started to lose balance and lose focus. Admittedly, a therapist would say that's about how I deal with people. But even if that is the case, then I don't know. Carry on with what you were going to say. This is one of those things where I don't have the answers and we're literally trying to work it out. So go on, what were you going to say?
We're just figuring it out.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've lost my point.
Brilliant.
I forgot the last thing that I said was...
To what degree are other people responsible for our happiness?
Yeah, no, I don't think they are at all. So, and I think especially when it comes to like romantic relationships, for me, I definitely invest a whole lot into it, and they almost become my
Your
life.
identity.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, as we talked about on the relationship episode, like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely very guilty of that. Of it's like they've now become my life. That's it. Like
I don't want to make this too personal and too therapy, but I don't know, maybe that's the USP. But why do you think you do that?
why do I think I do? Because I have a very difficult relationship with myself,
Yes, okay.
and
I wonder if this is getting too personal.
and again, I think that. I think it's actually another point that I made when I said on that episode, because I actually listened back to it yesterday.
Yeah.
I was just going through older episodes and that. And
The heydays.
yeah, well, the heydays,
Anything
you know.
before episode 7.
And when I said that if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, or if you don't love yourself, then you sort of depend on them to do it for me.
Yes.
And yeah, I feel like I've been very guilty of that in the
So,
past. And then it ultimately just ends up getting in the way more than anything.
Stop me if this is too personal and you need me to cut it.
Okay.
But since your last relationship, how has
Yes.
your relationship with yourself improved to the point where you can consider going to the next one?
So
The next one makes it sound like there's a long line. Like at Argos when you order no.
that's it. I'm in Argos, am I?
Hi, my name's Charlotte. I'm trained to be a vet.
Oh dear. So honestly, mate, it's actually kind of crazy how much just doing this podcast has helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, just by.
I was saying that to... Who was I saying that to? To my friend Dan, who was on the phone to when you arrived. And he said, how's that going? Which sounded like a polite way of trying to get a figure. Do you know what I mean? When we talked about
yeah,
a
so well,
numerical...
we've got 1,000 streams on Spotify.
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
like, yeah.
And I was just like, it's and this is what I say to people. I say it's going, and
Yeah.
I do say it's free therapy, because you
Yeah.
get to have conversations and experiences that normal life, in quotation marks, doesn't allow much room for, because it's seen as too overbearing, too overly open. People don't want to have deep conversations, whereas I live for deep conversations.
Oh, 100%, mate. You sit me out on a blooming garden furniture set at like 2-3 a.m. with like some of the closest people around me. I'll have a blast. Best time of my life.
I'll be there if there's a bottle of red wine.
Yeah, sure, we'll kick it, bro.
Just
Yeah.
for me, a wine and a straw.
That's when
yes.
the real shit kicks in.
I think so. No, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I think doing this podcast has actually really helped a lot, just because I've obviously been introduced to a lot of different things. Obviously, sending videos to each other, and it's also been like, it's inspired me to go and find my own sources of motivation, whether that's something Joe Rogan said, or whether it's something that Jocko Willink said.
I think it's really important to read something at least once a day, minimum once a week, that inspires you or changes your
Yes.
perspective on stuff. Like part of my gratitude journal that I write, which I'm really struggling to do the evening entries at the moment, but it always ends with, what did you learn today?
Yeah.
Because I think you should learn something every day.
Yeah.
And it just or find something inspiring or something to carry with you. Like yesterday, it was, I didn't do yesterday's. I did the day we got the new chickens, and they wouldn't go to bed because they're really young, so they wanted to stay up, and like it was stressing me out. So I wrote, what did I learn? I wrote what it's like to be a mother and just be stressed about your children not going to bed or stuff like that. So which is quite funny, but it's like at the same time I was like, I learned that responsibility and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you think that other people have no degree of influence on our happiness, why do we seek the approval and connection of other people so much? If what our experiences are, there's sometimes quite negative attachments with it.
Yes.
Be it an ex-partner or a friend that you fall out with, like, why do we spend so much time seeking outwardly as opposed to inwardly?
I think most people, again, they do it because they don't have, like, people don't want to hang out with themselves. There was a video that I watched not too long ago, and a guy said, he was like, if you think that you have a positive relationship with yourself, then sit in a room on your own with nothing but a mirror and look at yourself for 10 minutes.
Wow, I don't think I've ever done that. I'm going to try that.
And see how cool you are to hang out with.
Yeah.
As a person. Is that most people, and like just even the idea of that, I was like, oh God, like, really? But then that's the thing, is like, most people, you don't want to hang out with yourself.
Well, what causes that? So on this thing of being happy, when do you, what's your method for trying to remove negativity from your life?
So it's outside influence for me. It's like, look at what I'm consuming on a daily basis. So with like the social medias and things, what sort of videos am I watching? Is this insightful? Am I learning something here? Is it interesting?
I've been watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
Which, to be fair, brings a lot of joy to many people.
And they tick all the boxes. I think I just love how brain dead the people are who he goes to see.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel good about myself.
We need to get him on the show.
Don't. I would just be he's just so incredible.
I'm actually, I've decided that once we reach maybe like episode 50, or maybe even episode 100, so quite a while away.
Yeah.
But once we get to that point, I think I am just gonna DM like 100 just random sort of quote celebrities, and just see who responds.
Let's do it.
And just see if we can, because I feel like I could do it right now, but we have 7 episodes to show for ourselves, and it's almost like, oh yeah, come here and help us bit a bit. It's like, nah, I feel like if I demonstrate, because it's the same thing as I've had people ask me for verses before to jump on their tunes or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, we should totally do something sometime, and I say the same thing to everybody. It's like, okay, well, send me a link. Show me something.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, there's nothing to show.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not giving you a verse.
Yeah. So they're looking to you, someone who's already producing, to get their foot off the starting line.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not giving you anything. Like, put out some tunes. Just show me something that you can, like, give me a portfolio of some sorts.
Yeah.
Of what you've been doing, and then we'll talk verses.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk records and studio time.
So I can see how this would positively represent me.
Yeah.
A YouTuber who I talk about a lot, the Ali guy, who's like the YouTube guru, was doing a deep dive with someone else, and he was talking about how people DM him being like, oh, check out my podcast or check out my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And he'll go on them and they've got like 3 videos or 3 episodes, and he's literally like, get back to me in a year when you've kept it up for doing 2 videos a week or 1 episode of your podcast a week for a year. Then get back to me and show me that this isn't something that you've just picked up on a whim. This is a dedicated brand and thing that you're doing. Yeah. So that's why you and I discussed that we don't look at statistics anymore, because we're like, it as long as it's providing value to the world, to someone, then that's how we measure how successful it is.
I'll be honest, I forget that people are even listening.
Yeah.
It's not until someone messages me with like a screenshot of them playing it, or like my mate messaged me the other day and he said how
Chris, covering your mouth on a podcast is
sorry,
not
I was
a
just
thing
stroking
to
my mustache. He said how
hello, welcome to Blaggin.
It wasn't that dramatic.
I'm just a drama queen.
He said, how on earth does your mate not know who Denzel Washington is?
Someone else said that to me too.
He was just like, he's an actor and doesn't know who Denzel Washington is.
I call myself an actor.
And I was like, mate, I don't even know. It's like, he tried to cuss me for not watching Jurassic Park, and he doesn't know who Denzel Washington is.
My friend who listens religiously and gives me feedback every time was like, I'm surprised you don't know who Denzel Washington is. Like, oh God, I've made a mistake. I should have got... Thing is, that's the editor. I've got the power to cut that out.
Yeah, you just cut it out. Yeah, no one doesn't need to know that.
I didn't, because I thought everyone else would be on my side, but clearly I'm the
arguably one of the most famous actors.
Shit,
but you know. But it's cool, bro. But yeah, I completely forget until I get some sort of comment or something of someone's like, oh yeah, so they might even quote something from the podcast, and it's just like, oh Jesus, you're still listening then.
Yeah. Because we're not... So to tie it back to happiness, there's me going, Tom, what's the topic of this podcast again? We're not doing this for the validation or the approval of other people.
No.
We're doing it for ourselves, and it is making us happy. So actually, we can apply that to so many things.
Yeah.
And like, a way to kind of do it is to just have a mental hook, a mental reminder of, is this thing making me happy right now?
Yes.
So let's say it's a conversation with a person.
Yes.
let's say we're talking to someone and they are whinging, moaning, da 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 da, and you just remind yourself, is this making me happy right now? And if the answer is no, why are you exposing yourself to that vibration? Do you know what I mean? So something I wrote down this week is this idea. Someone came to me for advice about someone they were trying to date.
Okay.
And they said that...
Look at you, mate. You're now the love guru.
Well, people keep coming to me for advice, and I used to love giving advice.
Right.
I used to love... Because it made me feel...
Be careful, though, when you're... Because the most valuable thing in today's society is information.
Oh.
But as interesting as it is, it holds so much value, yet nobody wants to give it.
This is what I'm getting at, is that people always come to me for advice, and then I give them it, and they don't follow it.
Yeah.
So I spend ages, I put all this energy in hearing them out and giving them my perspective and telling them what to do, links to to videos that helped me, and they don't take it and they don't do anything.
Ultimately, they still do whatever they want to do anyway.
Yeah, so recently, I've learned how to be selfish with these kinds of people.
Yeah.
With people who constantly pine and pull on... You know how a child pulls on your leg for attention or whatever.
Yes.
For advice, and it's like, well, no, because you're not going to take it. And I don't need. I wrote a couple of things down. I'm not tuning into this broadcast, being one of them. So if someone's broadcasting negativity or bad vibes, I'm not tuning into that. Remove that. Just put that to the side. And I don't know if that's cold of me, or if it's just me putting my own happiness before it.
I don't think it's being cold.
No,
because again, ultimately, you're responsible for your own happiness, really. And it's just, if they're not gonna follow the advice anyway.
Yeah.
And you also have to consider as well, like, do you know how many times in my life I have been around for somebody and, done all that I can, and then the moment they're through that situation, I haven't heard from them since.
Yeah. So a phrase I've coined is leave no room for negativity.
Okay.
So the minute there's something negative, no, and I think that's what I've developed, even in a big way in the past week.
Yeah.
Is the minute something is, I'm just like, no, put it to the side. Don't need it. It doesn't contribute to my storyline. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's a great way for you to live, bro. To be fair, I imagine it comes with, it can get probably very difficult. I imagine because most people like being negative, especially us British people. We love a good moan, and
But I don't understand why you would have people moaning about not being successful or being productive or hating their lives or hating their job, and yet they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I don't understand.
Am I being really privileged by saying that?
No,
I don't think I am, because I've fought everything I'm achieving and manifesting right now. I have done. Do you know what I mean? Well, the universe has given me, but like,
at some point, like, don't get me wrong, there are some people that would be in situations where I suppose it's incredibly difficult for them to progress and to do something they actually want to do, but it doesn't mean it's impossible.
No, I don't think so.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I think it all begins with the phone in your hand or in your pocket. And because there's limitless resources out there now. There's podcasts to watch, books to listen to on Audible if you're not a reader. There's Squarespace to set up. Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this podcast. There's like Squarespace to make a website.
Wait, is that's not legit, is it?
No, that was a joke.
Okay.
As
if
imagine.
Say, yo,
you think I'd brief you about that? I'll just nonchalantly drop it in the podcast. There's all these avenues, like this podcast, free. I mean, to set up a podcast. Do you know what I mean?
To set one
up. Yeah,
up.
so I don't know if you need to host it. I don't know if you need
quite
to be
possibly.
Approved. Yeah.
No, you just have a DistroKid, but then you have to pay for DistroKid. But that's like a yearly fee.
Look at us going back. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that let's say you needed £8 a month to do something. I don't know. Let's say you have a website.
Yeah.
Oh, but Squarespace costs X amount of money. Right. How much are you spending when you're in the pub each night? Let's say you buy 3 or 4 pints. I'm going to get my calculator out.
I mean, I have no... I don't go to pubs, so I have no idea what...
Let's say the average cost of a pint is £3.
Okay.
No, people are going to shout at me if I say that. Average cost of a pint.
So Tom is currently Googling, ladies and gents, just to make sure we don't get this wrong.
281.
281, okay.
I don't
Close
know.
enough.
Yeah. It was like £2.50 when I was at uni, which was good. Let's say it's 281 and I buy 4 pints in an evening.
Yep.
And I go to the pub, I don't know, 3 times a week?
Okay.
3 times a week.
That might be considered a problem to some people.
Okay, let's say twice.
No,
Should I scale back?
No. I'm just saying that, like, you know, some people might consider that as an alcohol problem.
What, 3 times a week? Chris, you see
4
people in
4 pints a night as well. I don't know. That seems a bit excessive to me. But literally,
What's that thing off? What is
I've
it where
never-
they go? You wouldn't drink pint after pint of orange juice. I think it's off the. I can't remember.
But I've literally never.
Let's say you spend about 90 quid a month buying
Okay.
alcohol.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly reasonable.
90
I
quid.
mean, some people spend that in a night.
I know.
Like, they go out on a weekend,
Yeah.
they hit the clubs and that, and
Yeah.
they can spend more than that in a
Yeah,
night.
I think I spent like over 100 quid one night, and it's just, and that's money that you could be putting towards other avenues and outlets. Like the
Yeah.
books I've got on that shelf behind you, The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss.
Yep.
Show Your Work by Austin Kleon from episode 1.
And 2, I think.
And Show Your Work by Derek Sivers, I think it is. Those are about 4 quid each. But the advice inside them, their value in terms of setting up a business, promoting yourself, etc., is
Yeah.
hundreds of pounds. And that there is about 16 quid's worth. Whereas
I don't want to be that guy, but the last book was called Anything You Want.
Anything You Want. Did I repeat Show Your Work twice?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Just
And
in case anyone goes searching for them.
And Anything You Want by Derek Sivers. There you go, so I'll just edit it out. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
people who give me, and a line who I was told by my last employer, who I don't like particularly much, hello if you're listening, thank you for the opportunity. Please give me that £200 back you owe me. Anyway, they would say excuses or results, you can't have both. Which I think is such an empowering... Yes, it is black and white, but it's such an empowering piece of advice because you can have the excuse of lying in bed at 11 a.m. from a hangover from the night before, scrolling through Instagram, I'm not successful, or you can have the hustle, manifesting what you want to do into reality. We've kind of come off course of happiness a bit.
So whilst we're on the subject of manifesting, I'm actually going to take up the idea that you mentioned in the last episode of the vision board.
I want to get into that as well, but I don't want someone to see it and take the piss out. Look how insecure I am. I sound like such a confident person, and I go, I don't want someone to take the mick out of my vision. I want to get into a vision board, actually.
They're only going to, so there was
I'm only
a
going to be
thing.
jealous of my Mercedes once I've manifested
See,
it.
there's a line that I've been writing from one of my new tracks, and I say something like, no smoke but no joke that I don't like these kids, the type that say I only doubted you because I didn't dream shit.
Chris, this podcast is not a platform for you to scat. No, I'm just joking. Say it again, please.
I said, no smoke but no joke that I don't like these kids, the type that say I only doubted you because I didn't dream shit.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I know. Yes, I know what that means. So no smoke, no shade, not to.
But yeah,
I don't like the kids that took the piss out of me for having dreams and stuff. That's
so I only doubted you because I didn't dream anything at all.
yeah, like the people who I see from. Obviously, we went to school together. Not naming name, although LP is in a TV show, and I'm not.
Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, I saw that and was just like, that's crazy.
I was friends with him though. I remember you weren't friends with him, but he because we went to primary school.
It's weird though, because I've said to so many people now, I don't understand where it came from.
What?
Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't understand where the, like, disdain or whatever came from. And I
might have been jealousy,
and
honestly.
I would quite gladly
sit
and talk and just be like, what? Because, like, if I did something, I'll apologise for that. Because, like, we're grown now.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something...
It's just school, man, isn't
I remember
it?
saying, I was sitting down with an ex of mine at the time. Well,
Jesus, I can't keep track of all these exes.
No, I was with them at the time, sorry. And... And I was like, I don't know where it came from. And I remember I once started telling a story about how, we briefly used to take the piss out of him, but it was like our whole circle was doing it at the time. And she was like, "Do you ever think maybe that's why it was?" And I was like, "Oh my god, maybe it was."
I love that. The pennies dropped from about 10,000 feet.
I was like, maybe it was, because if that was, my bad.
You didn't hear. We were hanging out.
I thought we were cool like that. Oh no, we were ripping it into to his face. But it was everyone
to LP.
Yeah, everyone was doing it though. Basically,
was I there?
Yeah. So you were there. Hez was there. TM was there.
Who's TM? My name.
No,
My name day of the week.
Tom Mundy.
Yeah, my name and a day of the week.
Oh, right.
Tom Monday.
Okay, right. Yeah. No,
Jesus Christ. No, yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
Where was this?
This was year 7.
Oh, year 7.
Exactly.
I remember. Was
Yeah.
it by the hedge where you broke your collarbone?
No, we were on the you remember the courts by the science block. We were basically right. I'm going to just go through the story. So what we would do is he recently got his hair cut, right? And someone decided to start singing. I believe it was you. Decided
I think I remember
to start
this.
singing. Baldy over there. What's it like to have no hair?
No, I didn't.
Is it hot or is it cold? I don't know because I'm not bald. Now, because everyone was doing it, I just thought
I'm blushing. Was this in a class or on break?
No, this was in lunch. Because we used to kick it and play basketball together and that. I thought that we were just cool like that, so I naturally joined in. And I kind of thought, you know what? Maybe that's why he didn't like me.
You are blessed to know. This is an interesting thing to talk about. We should have a break in a bit because I need my Kit Kat because it's encroaching Kit Kat o'clock.
Right.
3 p.m. for anyone who wants to know. Memories and how because I don't remember. I think you've got a really good way to be very vivid with memories,
Right.
Whereas I barely remember any of my school years.
Right.
The only memory I have is when you the hip hop did it. No, not that one. Who's that?
Wait, what
It's
happened?
the SpongeBob one in maths with Miss Sally. It's all about.
Oh, it's all about you on your 16th birthday.
And then Chris just got shouted at by the teacher. She just went, "Get out!" He went, "What?" She went, "Get out now!"
Oh. And then
Sure, I got you in trouble for that.
Wait, was it? Who was it that
shit.
that came back from the toilet? Was it
Me?
you? Yes, I said, "Hi, Tom." I said, we sort of crossed paths.
Chris, what have you done? I could tell. Oh my god. Right. Okay, right. Before we go too far down memory lane, we're just going to take a quick 10 because it's getting quite hot in this room, and I need a Kit Kat. And we will be back. Welcome back to Blaggin' It Podcast. Nice. Welcome back to Blaggin' It. Chris, I've had my Kit
We're
Kat.
blagging it right now.
We are copyright. There we go. And
That's it. And now it's gone from Spotify, and we've lost everything.
Okay. Yes, Chris, I've had a Kit Kat.
Lovely. Yes, you have. I've had a whiz.
I've upgraded from normal Kit Kat to Kit Kat Chunky.
I feel like they would be the nicer of the Kit Kats. I'm not a big fan.
Of what?
Kit Kats.
Really? Why? Do you know what? I never was either, but ever since having them at 3 o'clock before one of my acting classes, I'm now obsessed.
Right.
And it's become a habit.
It is now part of the routine.
Isn't that weird that the most useless, pointless thing has become a habit, and yet going for a 7-kilometre run every day won't stick?
Do you find that you look forward to it?
Yes.
Do you feel sort of it's still half an hour?
And even when I'm at work, I'm like, my boss will ask me to do something. I'll go, well, I need to have my Kit Kat first, which is probably why I get fired from a lot of jobs.
Because I need to have my Kit Kat.
Yeah, well, I don't eat a lot of sugar.
Tom,
although-
we're having a fire drill in 10 minutes. Can I
This
have
is
my Kit
awkward.
Kat first?
Tom, the building.
Can I at least bring it outside with me?
Tom, the building is on fire. Yeah, but I'm actually on my Kit Kat break. So I've had my Kit Kat. I've got a herbal tea.
Yes.
And we're going to bring it back to happiness. And I've been talking about to what degree are other people responsible for our happiness.
Yes.
and why we rely on relationships so much. So something I want to consider is how to get over, dramatic pause, how to get over a breakup.
Yes. This is something...
So I'm going to give you the floor while I drink my herbal tea.
Oh, blimey, okay.
Well, no, what, how, what, why, when, who, where?
Okay, well, this is something that I think that we can only share so much. Do you know what I mean? Like we can give our ideas and what we think would benefit somebody.
Do you know there's an app for getting over a breakup now?
Really?
I forget what it's called, but it's like one of those like pretend life coach things where it's like, tell me your gender, how long were you together, what do you want to get from this experience?
I shouldn't be surprised by this, to be honest.
Would you like a pro subscription? That's $9.99 a month. Isn't that mad?
Oh, it's just going to give you an extra 2 affirmations a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Which are probably going to be the same things, just, wrapped up differently.
Yeah. So go on, carry on.
Yeah, I feel like there's only so much that we can share and what we think would be the best things on how to deal with things. But ultimately, it is something that it is completely subjective. And
so you've broken up.
Yes.
Do you message your ex?
No.
Okay, why?
Why? Well, actually, it depends. It depends.
So we've gone from no to it depends.
Yeah,
in about 0.3 seconds.
It depends on the circumstance.
Something tells me you didn't digest my question before you answered it.
Like I think most people's immediate response would be, no, of course you shouldn't. But then, once again, it's easy for somebody to give you a direct answer when they don't know all of the details. So it's really easy to say, no, of course you shouldn't. Once you've broken up, that's it. But then it's like, no, there's a whole bunch of other things that I haven't, if you've let me finished, there's a whole bunch of things I could tell you.
Sassy Malone.
No, I don't mean...
Oh.
I wasn't cussing you.
God, I'm so defensive.
I wasn't cussing you. I was just saying generally.
It's just the way you pitched it.
Yeah.
I would have done it with a voice or something so that I didn't take it so personally.
Well,
maybe take that feedback.
I'm sorry to say, Tom, but I'm not responsible for your happiness.
Don't. That was so sick. I was so pissed off just then. Where did that come from?
And the thing is, it's funny because it was only a handful of episodes ago that you said that somebody said to you, and you said to somebody else, I'm not responsible for the way that you feel, and they got offended by you saying that.
No, that's where that came from. That was the trigger, is because that's what I used to say to this person.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the relationship, they were harassing me.
Yeah.
They still do over text.
Right.
Usually when I'm about to start a shift at work, which is never helpful.
You can block numbers, right?
I did, and they keep coming through.
Really?
And they set up multiple Instagram accounts to stalk me.
That's wow.
Yeah, mate, it's not good. Anyway, what am I saying? I was starting a shift, and they were saying abusive stuff at me, and I went, can you please stop, because you're giving me a panic attack. Like, I actually had a panic, which I don't usually have, because I'm usually quite cool and level-headed, but this one instance, just my breathing went, and I was just, like, in a spiral. I was like, you're giving me a panic attack. Can you stop what you're doing? Can you stop sending these messages? Which I feel like any normal human being, the minute someone would say that, you'd go, okay, maybe I need to calm down a bit. This person didn't. They said, no, I'm not responsible for the way you feel. And they just kept going. And I just said, stop, you need to stop. And they just, fucking Capricorns.
I mean, in that sense, I mean, granted, they're not responsible for how you take something, but that action...
But they don't have to harass me.
Yeah, that action is absolutely the cause.
I'm a Capricorn.
Maybe we shouldn't... For anyone that, follows the whole, astrology and that, maybe we shouldn't offend the whole group of Capricorns.
If you are a Capricorn, I apologise, but you are a twat.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, man, I like it.
Let's get back onto breakups.
Yes. How to deal with them.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite interested as to how would you deal with one? So let's because to be fair, before we started getting into the
carry on.
Before we started going into the whole star sign stuff, you said to me, "Do you text an ex?"
Text an ex. Hey man, that needs to be on a mug.
To which I then no, it shouldn't. We shouldn't encourage them to do that. To which my first response was no.
No, yeah.
But then it depends on the circumstances. I suppose, again, it's all subjective.
I don't think it does depend on the circumstances.
No?
I think unless, obviously, children are involved.
Yes.
The minute you text your ex,
Yes.
you are reverting to, unless you are in control and you are aware, you are reverting and going into a mindset that has expired.
Okay.
So when my ex texts me, it's taking me back to the place where I was when it was a negative relationship and it was a dark place.
Do you still respond?
I do. I say fuck off and leave me alone.
Yeah, see, I think that should stop.
Or
mate.
like, why do you, you're not following me, but you watch all my Instagram stories? Obsessed much? Please stop. And then they tell me to watch their TikToks, and I don't even have TikTok on my phone. So
Yeah,
this person is, I love that you're saying this. Everyone says, thing is, even when I was in the relationship, all my friends were like, Tom, it's not good for you, and I just went, yeah, okay, and then I just, but anyway, so yeah, I don't think you should text an ex, especially if neither of you have had the time and space to grow into something outside of it, and it sounds like this ex of mine claims they have. They keep popping up. They keep
hasn't grown into anything.
They keep popping up. Oh, I'm so grown now. My life is so good. I'm so great. Well, then why are you texting me?
Which is actually the exact opposite is happening right now.
It's the opposite because you feel the need to tell me to try and get the one up on me. This is just becoming me slagging off my ex. So I that's now become my perspective of it. Is that the thing is with past relationships is you view them through rose-tinted glasses.
Yes.
And you start thinking about all the good times and the dinners, the dates.
Which I would say that does need to happen though.
Yeah.
I feel like you
otherwise you feel like it was all for nothing.
Like you absolutely should go through the good times and that. Not necessarily to don't let it influence your behavior to
present.
sort of to chase them and go back to them or whatever. Like if anything you should go through it because it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you repress it and then you'll take that with you into your next relationship and it'll be so much longer before you're even prepared to go into another one. It just makes things difficult.
But I don't think there's anything to be gained from messaging an ex. I think a relationship ends for a reason, and every couple I know who broke up and then got back together, it hasn't lasted.
Yeah, they've proceeded to just break up again.
Bar
anyway.
one, but they're not in my life anymore, and I doubt they will. I doubt it will last because infidelity and unfaithfulness was put in the mix, and I feel like the minute that's there, as we talked about last time with the vase that has the piece taken out of it, you can't put it back in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, good luck. You're clearly better than I am, because
or more delusional.
Well, yeah, however you want to look at it, but no, I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah. So then, how to get over it? So don't text the ex. What
Absolutely.
else?
I think also accepting that. So I'm going to go back to another guy that I listened to, Jocko. Shout out to him, Jocko Willink podcast, literally fantastic.
Not as good as this though.
Oh, of course not, mate.
This is quality content.
Who's on this league, mate? Who else would bring this quality content?
Come on.
He gets a lot of emails, of course, and
I wish we did.
There was one about getting over a breakup, and a lot of his point that he was making was accepting that majority of the time the person that you were with, or at least the person that you were with in your head, does not exist and never did. It goes back to what I said a few weeks back about how you put them on this pedestal. Yeah. About how this person could never do me wrong. This person will never hurt me. Yes, they will. We're human beings. They will hurt you. They will do wrong by you. But you refuse to see that because you've had nothing but positive responses and things, like especially if it's like still early days as well. That's why it becomes such a shock when something horrible happens, when really we should probably be anticipating it and sort of keep in mind that we are awful.
I think the anticipating is potentially dangerous, but it's just, as you say, be mindful and not put all your eggs in one basket.
Don't sit there and be like, oh my god, when's it coming?
Because that can lead to
paranoia.
Stuff like checking someone's phone, which I'm guilty of.
Yeah.
But then I found the incriminating evidence.
Yeah, same. Anytime I've ever checked a phone, I found what I was looking for.
Yeah. So people say, "Oh, that shows a breach of trust," but the thing you did was
it's like you've been breaching. Like you've breached many trusts. Like,
but when cheaters try to school you, it's like, honey.
I mean, I didn't quite have evidence of like full scale cheating.
Yeah,
or anything,
but I don't know. No, it's
that's a whole other thing. When does cheating begin? When does it get to a point of like, so like if it was just like is a flirtatious message, is that already gone? That's it, too far? Because friends can be a bit, So it's again, I think it's subjective. Because for me, I would say that.
So here's one for you. So what if you had your girl,
right,
your partner, not to be objectifying, kisses, because sometimes when girls, this is my experience of them. The species known as the female, when the females are in the club, and they get drunk and they kiss each other.
Yeah,
is that cheating?
No.
Okay,
that's hard. That's crazy. Tommy's currently got his head in his hands. I had to.
I've had enough.
I had to, man. No, but honestly, like from like I know it's very
dribbling down each other's faces.
Well, no, that's nasty.
Okay.
Don't dribble. We're not a dog. Like, anyhow, right. So, do you mean both male and female friends?
Well, how come it's not done in the heterosexual space? How come men? Oh, do they? I don't know. I don't.
Well,
really
that's the thing.
I
would draw the line there. I'd be like, if you're gonna kiss your girl mates,
Oh,
fair enough.
yeah.
Dudes, get away from them.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Why?
get away from them. Nah, because I can guarantee that if I was like, oh, yo, here's hairs, oh, yeah, let's just have a little...
What?
Like, if I was in a club and was just like...
Which has
I don't know,
never
so like...
happened.
Well, no, it's happened like twice in my life.
Same, and it was
both
awful.
horrible experiences. Still some of the worst nights of my life.
Oh, my God.
Like, just because I just, didn't belong there.
You do feel... Anyway, carry on.
So, like, for example, you'll see... So, like, on New Year's Eve, for example, you see a bunch of dudes who'll be like, hey, Happy New Year, and they'll give each other a little peck or whatever.
Do they?
Yeah, and I'm just like...
I've been in the wrong club.
Or you haven't been out in a club on New Year's.
Yes, no, that's true. I stay home and my mum plays the bagpipes, and I watch When Harry Met Sally.
Oh,
Which is my favourite film.
I mean, that sounds pretty lit, to be honest.
It's great, I love it. I hate people.
But, if I was to do that, I'm sure that my girl would be like, oh yeah, fair enough. But if there was a female friend, again, the line would be drawn. It'd be like, what do you think you're doing? Like, because that's what I'm attracted to.
So that's so yours is the When Harry Met Sally principle, that a man and a woman can't be friends without sex being involved. Have you watched When Harry Met Sally?
No,
why?
But I'm not a big film watcher, to be honest. But
it's got the Mike Wazowski guy in. What's his fucking name?
Bill something.
Not Bill Murray.
Not Bill Murray. That's Garfield.
Bill. Fuck a pop noodle.
Well, that's a great surname.
Billy Crystal.
Ah, shout out to him.
You threw me because you said Bill instead of Billy. But it's such a good film. He is me, Billy. Even that. I'm too tired. We need to stop.
We need to stop. I mean, I feel like we didn't even talk about how to get over breakups.
No, we did. Don't talk to them. The end.
Don't talk to them. The end. Also, your perception of them is not real. That person didn't exist.
Yeah.
Don't keep yourself living in a fantasy world of what
a breakup
is
an indication, a bit like how we were talking about breakdowns. A breakup is a sign that you need to change and evolve and grow, and you won't be able to do that if you're still connected and tethered to the previous self. Yeah,
effectively emotionally detach.
Yes.
From them, which is incredibly difficult, especially if you have things like kids in the situation.
But even then, you have to be... No, I'm not going to say that, because I don't even have experience in that, so I can't even say that. But I was going to say, like, even then, take it objectively for what it is, like, i.e. custody or whatever. I don't know enough about that to talk about that.
But I think, fundamentally, it's still the same.
I'm going to try and get my ex on Judge Rinder, by the way. I emailed the Judge Rinder. Do you know Judge Rinder?
Really?
Yeah.
What, the one that keeps messaging you?
Yeah, I want to be on Judge Rinder. I love Judge Rinder.
So you think this is not a good idea, Tom?
How to get over a breakup, put them on judgment.
This is not a good idea.
And on that note, we're going to end there. Thank you for listening to week 7 of Blaggin' It. Chris, what's been your experience of the podcast?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. Last episode for me personally, I struggled to get through it.
Yeah, that went for that was some feedback that I got.
For me, I was just like,
I love that we're saying this on air.
I'm going to be honest, because we need to be relatable and open and honest and all that. And for me personally, it was mainly because I feel like I was not on point.
Yeah, but it's good that you recognise that.
Like I didn't arrive that day.
Yes, you didn't show up.
Yeah.
Which is my friend who gives me feedback won't like me using that, because they're like, what does that even mean? Show up means like attend, be present, as you say.
Yeah, I was here in the flesh, but not in the mind.
Oh, nice.
Like,
That was mindful.
I came through, but
Yeah.
not fully. So it was a struggle for me to get through that. But this one, no.
We've had fun today.
I feel great about it. And usually, I get like a certain vibe from it, and I didn't get that vibe last episode, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to...
Which is interesting, because another person said to me that we smashed it last week, so,
Yeah,
take that.
Do you know
Mind
what,
you, they're
mate?
in Aquarius, so who knows?
I was almost thinking about hitting you up and was just like, yo, can we not drop it this week?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Drama. Blaggin' It drama.
I was just like, can we not put this one? Because I was so disappointed with myself in it.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, they don't need that.
Well, let it be known that I did ask you if you didn't want to do it that week, so...
Yes,
I'm
you
a
did.
responsible friend.
Yes, you did.
Chris, where can the people find you?
They can find me on the Insta at Real Chaynes. You already know the vibes. I don't use Twitter, so find me on Insta.
No, I'm going to stop mentioning Twitter because it's not even installed on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm _ Thomas J. Baker at Instagram, and you can also visit my website, thomasbakeractor.com. I'm an acting coach, Chris.
Yes.
And stuff's taking off there. We've got the students coming in. They're getting their professional drama.
Get your membership today.
Free trial, go to thomasbakeractor.com. No, mate, I give drama school level tuition at a drama club level price.
Talk it, man. Let them know.
When I was doing a free trial with one student, I hope they don't listen. I was concerned about telling them the cost of it, and then I told them, and they went, "Is that it?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I was going to say, I usually charge this, but I'm going to give you this.
Yeah.
And I said, I usually charge this. They went, "Is that it?" And I was like, Yeah, that's it. So I didn't bother lowering the price, but it's good. So yeah, there's that. And then Chris, we're on the social pods on the socials too.
That is Blaggin' It Pod on the Insta. It is blagginitpodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us any emails. Let us know what you think about the new episode. Cuss me out if you really want.
Tell me that I'm wrong about all the star signs.
Yeah,
I welcome that. I'd rather say something controversial that people disagree with, and then give me their opinion, than just spout shit. No,
get them on the show.
Get them in after Gordon Ramsay.
Oh wow. Yeah,
anyway, thank you so much for listening. Always love and appreciate the support. Tom Baker has left the chat. Bloop.
Alright, I'm out of here. You already know the vibes. And they said it couldn't be done, and that's exactly why we did it. Tom's already got his head in his hands because he does not like me saying
I'm
the vibes.
I'm just so exhausted. You know the vibes.
You already know what it is. I'm out of here. Chris has left the chat.
Corona. Right, that's it.
You've been listening to Blaggin' It. And now, your usual program.